All right, students, so that was a pretty quick time lapse, but as you saw, there were times where I accidentally did erase these lines, but then I just went back and fixed them. So it's as easy as that, okay? So now for coloring, I want you to go ahead and grab 3 colors, okay? 3 colors that are different from each other. They can be any 3 colors of your choice. And these are just the 3 I had available. So I've got purple, blue, and brown. So just get 3 different colors, okay? So before I color in each space one at a time, I'm actually going to take each color and just kind of make a little marking for where I want them to be. So I want this top one to be blue, so I'm just making a little mark there. I'm going to leave 2 spaces in between so that I can leave them for my other 2 colors. So after I do 1 blue, I'm going to count 1, 2, do another blue, 1, 2, do another blue, 1, 2, do another blue, count 2 spaces again, 1, 2, blue, 1, 2, blue, 1, 2, blue, 1, 2, bottom one is blue. Next, I think I want purple to be the color under blue. So the nice thing, now that I've already marked blue in, I don't really need to count. I just need to put purple in the lines underneath blue. And so this tells me that when I go back in to color the full thing, those spaces will be purple. And so I'm just putting purple underneath blue. And then obviously there's no more lines underneath that one, so no more purple. Now for all the spaces left, I'm gonna just put a little marking of my last color. This is just really easy so that when we go in and color, we don't have to get confused and think too hard because we've already put our color blocking in. I'm gonna do another time lapse for this coloring. Feel free to use a little bit of shading if you want, but it is not required in this assignment. It is just required to fill in every line with your 3 different colors. All right, y'all? All right, students, so now that we've colored it in, as you can see, it's a little more difficult to see our hand. You can still see it a little bit, and in some art pieces, that's what you want. You want it to be really difficult to try and see the optical illusion, but for this one, I want us to make it a little easier to see. So how we can do that is that we can add value. Remember, value is one of our elements of art, lightness to darkness or darkness to lightness. And how do we add value? What kind of technique in drawing do we use to add value, y'all? Shading, that's right. Oftentimes it's shading, and sometimes it's even erasing. So we're gonna do a little bit of both here. We're gonna go ahead and add some darker shading first. So wherever the outline of your finger is, we erased it in pencil, but I want us to add a little bit of shading in those areas with our colored pencil. And so just a little bit of darkness around where the outline of our fingers are. I'm doing 1 color at a time, even with shading. And so as you can see, I'm not doing a harsh straight line. I'm just adding a little bit of shading around the areas where the outline. And so I'm just kind of pressing a little darker and going outwards in those areas. And similar to when I color blocked in my colors, I'm gonna just go to the blue areas first. There's gonna be a little bit of shading there, a little bit of shading for the outline of the hand, a little bit of shading here. Sometimes it's even hard for me to find these areas, so it's okay if it takes a minute for you to find where you gotta add shading. I'm gonna add a little bit of shading to the outline of this thumb. And again, remember, I'm not doing just one harsh, solid line. I'm just adding some lines kind of going sideways to where that line would be. And so go ahead and add a little shading here. A little shading here. I'm gonna do it in every single area. And with each color. So I'm almost done with my blue, and then I'm gonna go on to the next color and do the very same thing. I'm gonna do my purple next. Purple's gonna be a little harder because this is actually a crayon. Colored pencil is a lot easier to shade with, and so crayon can be a little more difficult, so I'm gonna have to press a little more firm to get some shading there, but it's still there. I'm getting some here, on the outlines here, and we're just gonna do that with all the colors, okay, y'all? And students, just notice how I'm doing the shading just on the outline. I'm not doing it on the inside of the hand. I'm just doing that darker shading on the outside of the hand to help give it some definition for where the hand would be placed. Almost like you starting to see a shadow of where the hand would be. Like when my hand's on a table, see how there's a little bit of a shadow outline? We're giving that idea by just making it a little darker on the outside. So again, we're not making it darker on the inside, just the outside. All right, y'all, so we've added some nice shading to the outline of the hand, makes it a little more visible. If you want, you can go ahead and erase a little bit in the middle if you'd like, just to make it a little lighter. And I see how when I did that, it kind of blended the two, so we don't want that. So don't do that, don't erase it like that. Just go in at one color at a time and just add a little lightness into the center. And that'll help give us some more contrast of lightness to darkness, and it'll help our hand stick out a little more. All right, y'all, and then from here, if you want to make it even nicer and more advanced, you can transition the colors a little better. Like this is dark right to lighter, so I might try and do a little bit of a medium tone in between. Again, this isn't required, but these are just things that can help make your artwork look a little more advanced. But once you're done coloring it, go ahead and take a picture of it and upload it to the Google Classroom so I can give you a good grade. Awesome, y'all. I look forward to seeing your artwork.